100% American made. And darn proud of it. The Charlie Kirk Show.
You guys know how it works. Open mic. We're going to be here for a couple hours, so get comfortable. So you would get rid of all borders.
Yes.
What species is the baby in the womb?
It's a human, but
therefore they should have human rights.
No!
He's a liar. You're a typical leftist because you only care about yourself, not about the other people. It's very clear by how you're acting. What can I do to save the country? You answer that question every single day. You are doing something that is bigger than you. A lot of people. How are we doing?
I'm on the move like a runaway. No turning back, I pick up the pace. I do not care what the others say. Listen, I told you that I did not come to play. We about to take it to higher heights. History's waiting when I arrive. Today is the dawn of a new, and I'm about to show them that they cannot hold me down. When you a winner, you learn from your losses. We came from the bottom and now we the bosses. The future is yours, so what will you choose? If you give it your all, you got nothing to lose.
America Fest is the starting point for us to take America to greater heights in 2025. We have a team that is ready to change the world and bring America back to greatness.
Experience the greatest celebration of America. 4 days, thousands of patriots, the loudest voices, the strongest leaders, featuring Charlie Kirk, Tucker Carlson, Steve Bannon, Jesse Waters, Greg Gutfeld, Grant Cardone, Rob Schneider, Matt Walsh, Michael Knowles, Glenn Beck, Riley Gaines, Todd Chrisley, Savannah Chrisley, and more. December 18th to 21st in Phoenix, Arizona. The movement meets here. You won't want to miss this. Register now at amfest.com.
We're to fight evil because we don't know where it's going to wind up, but God can even allow evil that gets through to bring good later to those that love him and are called according to his purpose. And by the way, one last thing on this. Any God who is big enough for you and me to be mad at is big enough to have reasons we don't know about.
Yeah, that's right.
Right?
The great quote from Dennis, he got it from a rabbi, is that we as theists have to explain child suffering, natural disasters, and atheists have to explain everything else.
Everything else.
Existence.
That's right.
Love, mercy, joy, forgiveness. So we have our challenge in front of us.
Right.
All right, let me do one more here.
But can I say one other thing on that? Evil doesn't disprove God. It actually shows God does exist.
Yeah, keep going.
Because there'd be no such thing as evil unless there was good, and there'd be no such thing as good unless God existed. Because evil is not a thing in itself, it's a lack in a good thing. It's like cancer. If you take all the cancer out of a good body, you got a better body. If you take all the body out of the cancer, you've got nothing. Or it's like rust in a car. If you take all the rust out of a car, you got a better car. If you take all the car out of the rust, you got a Pinto. Now, you got nothing, right? It doesn't exist on its own. So evil is a lack in a good thing, but good in an objective sense only exists if God exists. If God doesn't exist, nothing's good or bad. Things are just different, and evil doesn't exist. So evil doesn't disprove God. It may prove there's a devil out there, but it doesn't disprove God.
Okay, here's the last one. How can an absolutely perfect, changeless, timeless, necessary being who lacks nothing create a contingent, temporal, change-filled universe without undergoing change or acquiring a new will?
Well, there are theologians like William Lane Craig who would argue that when God created, he entered time. I don't agree with that, but that's a view that some Christians
my answer
take.
would be like, it's God. He can do whatever he wants. Like,
yeah, right. Everything he wants is not logically impossible. Like, he can't create a square circle or a one-headed stick.
But no, but he created the rules of reason, though.
Well, he is the rules of reason. So I don't think he created them. I think they're his nature, just like his moral nature.
So then how would you answer this question? The one I just said.
Oh.
How could a timeless, necessary being who lacks nothing create a contingent, temporal, change-filled universe?
I don't see why that would be a problem. I don't understand why that would be an issue.
They say that let me say.
What's the
paradox? How can a being that doesn't change or do anything new suddenly do something like create a world?
Who's to say? When we say God doesn't change, it doesn't mean that he doesn't act. What it means is his nature doesn't change.
Yeah, I agree with that.
His
Totally.
his
It's
nature
not-
doesn't change. He's always good. He's always moral. He's always just. He's always loving, right? It doesn't mean he can't do things. It means that his nature doesn't change.
Yeah, so then they would also say there's a dilemma of God did not freely choose to create, which is not true. The universe is co-eternal with God. We don't believe
No,
that.
not co-eternal.
Or that
with
God changes. We say that God acts, not changes.
Yes.
His nature is eternal.
Yes, his nature doesn't change. He is the standard of goodness, the standard of rightness, the standard of love.
That's really
the standard-
interesting what you're saying. So you're saying geometry, math, that's all the language of God.
Yes.
The physics,
Yes.
chemistry.
Well, no, physics can be different because they're not based on his nature, but morality can't be different because it is based on his nature.
But is math and geometry based on his nature?
Yes, because
Why,
math...
Why would geometry be yes and physics be no?
Because, well, if in all possible worlds 2 + 2 = 4, but not in all possible worlds does gravity have to be the strength that it is.
Sure.
Right.
And so then in all possible worlds, a square circle can never exist.
Yeah, because it's a logical contradiction.
Got it.
Right. Since it's a political show, I always say...
Does force always have to equal mass times acceleration?
I don't know if God could create a different universe where that was reversed. This is what we always say, that God can't do impossible things. He can't create a square circle. He can't create a one-ended stick. He can't create a married bachelor. He can't create an honest politician. Right? There's some things that are just too hard for God,
Yes.
Charlie.
And
All right?
so then does that undermine the idea that God can do everything?
When we say God is all-powerful, we don't mean he can do everything. What we mean is he can do everything consistent with his nature. So he couldn't make 2 + 2 = 5 because his nature is such that his nature is
truth,
logic,
yeah.
is truth. He could create a different universe because that's within his power, but he can't create a universe that has square circles in it because it's not possible given his nature. So when we say God is all-powerful, it doesn't mean he can do everything. He can do everything that's not logically impossible or that contradicts with his nature.
Got it. Frank Turek, how do people find out more?
CrossExamined.org. Plus, we have a podcast twice a week. I Don't Have Enough Faith to Be an Atheist podcast. We have a TV show. Go to CrossExamined.org. There's so much on there. We've got a YouTube channel, obviously, CrossExamined. We have Facebook. We have Instagram, TikTok, the whole deal.
Got it. Thanks so much, Frank.
God bless you, sir.
Thank you.